Friday, May 30th, and I'm bringing you a little bit of gratitude with attitude. And cheers to you. This is a little bit of, actually, this is a flavored drink with a little bit of caffeine in it because I have a lot of work to do today. So I'm gearing up. So cheers. Oh, that's good. Okay. I've also got a coffee with some vanilla creamer in it. And I just have this message, you're the best. Also water, of course, always the water. Apparently I have a drinking problem. I drink so much. um, anyway, it's not a problem. It's really good to stay hydrated. So if you don't, be sure you drink enough because that's how our body is optimally functioning when we are hydrated properly. So let's do a little bit of deep breathing because that really regulates your nervous system and it helps you to just operate at your best all day. Okay, so if you can close your eyes, go ahead. If not, you can leave them open. Inhale and hold that breath in and then exhale. I'm trying to really slow my breath down. You can join me. Good morning. Hey, Natsu, welcome back. I'm proud of you. Being on time has always been a thing for me. So I understand the struggle. We're going to inhale and we're going to hold it there. We're just doing a little bit of deep breathing just to get ourselves in a good place, okay? And then exhale. Hold that breath out. This is very hard because you have to trust there's going to be air when you inhale. And then inhale as fully and deeply as you can. And hold it. Let that oxygen go to all the parts of your body. And then exhale. And hold that breath out. We'll do 2 more rounds. Inhale. Great. Let that healing oxygen go to any parts of you that don't feel right, that feel tense. And then you're going to exhale the tension. Good. And hold that breath out. And you're going to inhale. Yeah, we're doing a little bit of meditating. I start with a deep breath every day. I try to. And we're just doing a few breaths and allowing your brain to go to whatever's bothering you, to whatever is causing you tension, and let that oxygen, that healing energy go to it. And then you're going to exhale it out. Good. And you can continue this as long as you'd like. Good morning, everybody. Hey, Natsu. Thanks again for tuning in. I'm proud of you. You got here early. Yeah, so I do that every morning because it's that's called box breathing. It's used by, I believe, the Navy SEALs from the U.S. And it helps them when they're going to go into a stressful situation to calm their nervous system and to have better command of their mind and of their body. So it's a great technique for all of us, and it's widely available. You can look up better, tutorials on how to do it, but we do a little bit of that every day. And some people have commented they do different counting, but I just do 4 in, 4 hold, 4 out, 4 hold, because that's what I can remember because I'm not good with numbers so much. So yesterday we were talking about fixed mindset versus growth mindset. Good morning. If you just joined us, this is a little bit of gratitude with attitude. This is for you. Okay, this is just a few moments for yourself. I'm going to do a longer session today because it's gorgeous out here and I boxed in a little time for this. So thank you. I'm glad you approve, Natsu. Yeah, so I looked up that article from Carol Dweck, and I'm gonna put her picture. I mean, don't mind my dirty screen here. I apologize, but that is Carol. I don't know if you can see it. You probably can't. Carol Dweck. Thank you. Yeah, I'm actually at a friend's house. Good morning. Is it Jorge and Cheech? I'm on a little getaway at my friend's house, and I came here for the weekend for Sunday. Yeah, and I'm just staying because it's so nice. Thank you. I'll tell them you like it because that's why I'm like, I don't want to go home, and they're like, stay as long as you want. So I said okay. So I'm on the east coast of the U.S. And yeah, this is my yard is not this nice. I live more in like a concrete jungle, but it's very sunny, and I'm so grateful because today was supposed to rain, and it's a sunny, beautiful day here. So actually, all week it was supposed to rain a few days, and it's been nice weather or just a little cloudy. Hi, Wes. Good morning. And I'm not sure. It looks like an E. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but But thank you for tuning in, everybody. This is a few minutes for you. Oh, I know rain can be so great because it can help us just to feel peaceful. And I mean, they even have like the rain things on YouTube where you can just put the rain in. Good morning, Mooney. Hi. Yeah, the rain can it helps me feel good for being inside and working on whatever I have to do inside. It doesn't, sometimes when it's sunny out, it's hard to stay inside and do stuff you need to do, you know? Actually, one other thing with talking about getting our goals met and doing what we need to do, I just read this amazing article and I think I'm going to do a video on it, a longer video. And it said how to-do lists are not as productive as we think. And I thought, what do you mean? I love my to-do list, right? But this guy said, and I forget his name, but I'll do a whole video on it. He said, you know what? It's better to schedule things because when you're scheduling things, you know, okay, I'm going to do this thing for a half an hour, and then whatever I get done, I get done. Because we're not good at estimating how long things will take. And guess what? Your to-do list is never done. Right. I can never follow my to-do list either. And then I feel like a failure, right? When you don't get the things done on your to-do list, you say, oh, I didn't get it done. Guess what? Things are always going to get on there. And the guy said in the article, which was so true, we're going to knock off those easy things that we don't really need to do that maybe seem urgent, but they're not getting us towards our goals. But if we box out time for our important goals, and I'm actually going to work on that today, is make my schedule. Okay, I'm going to do a schedule for daily, and then I'm doing like a schedule for different tasks throughout the week. And initially I thought, oh, schedules are so restrictive, right? But they're not. They're actually freeing, because if you know, and I do this a little bit already. Okay, come back soon, Mooney. I do know that, like, when I was doing mopping Monday, like I would sweep and mop my whole apartment, you know, and that was a set thing, and I wouldn't think about it. And I'd know, okay, Monday I'm going to do this. And then, you know, do my shopping on Thursday, and do, you know, my grocery shopping on Thursday, and different days of the week for different tasks. Thank you for the hearts. It really helps, because then you don't have to, you're not using your brain to say, when am I going to do this? Yeah, I have a lot of favorite songs. Thank you. What's your favorite song, Ida? Then welcome back. And I have different songs according to whatever mood I'm in, right? There's different songs. Like if I'm studying, I kind of like sometimes EDM, that kind of stuff, you know. But anyway, back to this article with Carol Dweck. So again, she is a professor at Stanford University. Good morning, Saeed. I wish I could read that. I wish I knew what you said. Carol Dweck is a professor at Stanford University, and she did studies on fixed mindset versus growth mindset. And she said, when we're kids, we're excited about learning. It's fun, it's exciting, it's positive. It's like an adventure. And as we age, we put so much pressure on ourselves, and society does as well, to succeed and to have results. And that changes our mindset more towards fixed. Oh, Cruel Summer. Yeah, that's a classic, right? Wow. I thought somebody else did that, but I'm not good with like artists and songs, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, so she says there's two theories of intelligence, referred to simply as mindsets, and we talked about this yesterday. I'm just going to recap for the new folks. Individuals with a more fixed mindset believe that their intellectual abilities are simply fixed. They tend to approach learning with a goal of looking smart, and they often shy away from challenges because they believe that having to work hard at something or making mistakes means that they don't have high ability. However, those with a growth mindset believe that abilities can be developed. They're more likely to see effort as something that propels learning, and to see setbacks as opportunities to build new skills. And welcome back, Mooney. Okay, so these divergent mindsets are reflected in how individuals process mistakes on a neurological level. Isn't this interesting? In a study of 25 undergraduate students, Jason Moser from Michigan State University and colleagues tasked participants with rapidly identifying a letter in a string of letters. And they monitor the activity of, yeah, you kind of have both. Hold on. While monitoring the anterior cingulate cortex and related brain areas associated with cognitive control and behavior through electrotherapy. So they wired people up, okay? In the course of 480 trials, participants with growth mindsets demonstrated greater error positivity. So they thought, oh, I made a mistake, it's okay, right? Versus, and the ACC, that's the anterior cingulate cortex, and related brain regions associated to making mistakes compared to those with fixed mindsets. Okay? So in conclusion, she says, or he says, Moser, I'm not sure it's a man or a woman, but Moser says, a growth mindset leads to an increased likelihood of learning from mistakes. Yes. Yeah. Oh, welcome back. And Ida, yeah, I'm away at a friend's house. So my cat is home with my family. Yeah. And you kind of have both, right? And yeah, I'm actually here with a friend and they have 3 cats. So I've got my cat fix and the cat's staying with somebody. The 2 cats are staying with someone at home. But thank you for asking. I'll tell Pumpkin when I get back that you were asking for her. Yeah, I know. I miss them too. Yeah, so they actually hooked up wires to people's brains. And if you have a growth mindset, you think of mistakes more positively. Isn't that an interesting concept? And our brains change. So we talked about this. You can change your mindset. If you started off as a fixed mindset, you can change. And oh, here we go. Even mindsets themselves aren't fixed. And multi-session in-person interventions have found to help those who are struggling academically, Dweck said. However, time and resources required by this boutique remedy can make it difficult to scale. So she started an online national, let's see, a group or studies during the National Study of Learning Mindsets. So they went online for this. And then to conclude here, I'm just going to wrap it up with this because it's kind of heavy, but it's very interesting, I think. Mindset isn't just about what students bring to the table. Teachers' mindsets can make the difference. So if your teacher had a fixed mindset and was focused on grades, or your family's focused on grades, or your surroundings are, success oriented and measuring that by grades, then that's going to affect how you learn. Okay? So she started a group for freshmen at Stanford. Isn't that nice? So she took action. That's my point to you guys. Like when you learn stuff, that's great. And I studied stuff for years and I never took action. I just would be like, oh, that's really interesting. Oh, this is interesting. And I would read all these studies and I had journals full of notes from the stuff that I learned. Oh, good morning. Yeah. Yeah, I'll talk about that in a sec. But I used to have journals full of stuff, of notes that I learned, and I would never take action. So that's my point to you is when you learn something, or if you see something that you think is interesting, take a little action. And that's harder these days because we have our screens, we have our comforts, we don't really, move sometimes. So it's hard to get up and physically move, right? Yeah, hello there, Zia. And Mooney, yeah, thank you. I'm glad you think that's cool because it's so simple, right? But it's something we don't really think about because we're kind of, I get caught into scrolling all the time. I try not to, right? But who doesn't get trapped in, like you start scrolling and it's either TikTok or Shorts or Facebook or whatever you're into. And it's so hard to put that phone down. That's an addiction. And, maybe set a timer or maybe do one of those phone apps where it locks you out after a certain time. But it's hard to get out of that because it gives you those dopamine hits, right? So yeah, I thought that was interesting. And I'm glad some of that resonates with some of you. And again, don't forget to stay hydrated. And don't forget, you're the best. Okay, so this has been a great conversation. Oh, I'm in the U.S. I'm in the East Coast of the U.S. and I'm visiting a friend. Normally I'm in a different part of the East Coast of the U.S., but I came here on Sunday and I'm just staying because it's beautiful here. I'm a digital nomad and they're nice and hospitable. So they're at work and I'm at their nice house while they're at work. And I will be doing some studying later, so I'm not going to just sit around all day, although I'll probably do it by the pool, which is closed. But that's okay because it's nice out. It's beautiful to be outside in nature. I don't know if you guys have access to nature. Yes, it's really peaceful. Yeah. If you can get outside in nature, I try to, I'll go to the gym every morning and then I try to go for a 1 mile either a walk or a run every day. So depending on how I feel, some days I'm like, nope, I don't feel like running, but knowing it's just 1 mile, it can be, as short as 10 minutes if I go really fast on my run for me, or I can walk. And that maybe I'll take a slow walk. Maybe it'll take 15 or 20 minutes. But being outside, it's on a path. It's in a suburban area, but it's so good because you see the sky and you see trees and you feel the wind and you feel the fresh air, and that can really, actually, studies have been done by Andrew Huberman, also of Stanford, where if you allow the sunlight to hit parts of your eye, I don't know which part. He's an ophthalmologist. Anyway, it's supposed to affect your brain. So it's good for your brain as well, like physically. So isn't that wild? All right. I also read to you from this book, The Game of Life and How to Play It by Florence Scovel Shinn. Okay. I'm going to do a longer one today because I don't have as much work to do today. So I'm going to hang. If you have to go, I totally understand because it is a weekday or weeknight for you guys. But welcome. Okay. And she was a metaphysician who self-published this book in 1925. God bless her. And that was just after women here in the U.S. got their right to vote in 1920. So things were very different back then. So for a woman to be a metaphysician and then to self-publish a book, I give her a lot of credit. Oh, India. Yeah, okay. She comes from a place which has very extreme and varied weather, India. Wow. Yes, I bet it does. It depends, right? India's huge. I had no idea how large it was. But yeah, do you have a preference? I love this time of year here. This is the springtime, so we have the new growth on the trees, and the plants are just coming, and it's a beautiful time of year. And I hope you're having good weather. Sometimes parts can get dry or too much rain, but you never know. So anyway, she called on a woman one day who said she was ill from having eaten a poisoned oyster. I replied, "Oh no, the oyster was harmless. You poisoned the oyster. What's the matter with you?" And she answered, "Oh, about 19 people." She had quarreled with 19 people and had become inharmonious, and that attracted the wrong oyster. Any inharmony is on the external and indicates there is a mental inharmony. As so within, so without. Okay? And that's one of the Hermetic principles. Yes. Are you a book lover too? I am a book lover. Thank you. Yeah, I like an old style book. I mean, it's nice to read things on your phone, but reading in a book is great. So Florence Scovel Shinn says, this is one of the Hermetic principles again. Any inharmony on the external indicates there is a mental inharmony. As within, so without. And that is so beautiful. We are only enemies within ourselves, as our foes shall be they of our own household. Okay, so we have our own enemies are inside. Personality is one of the last enemies to be overcome, as this plan is taking its initiation in love. And she quotes the Bible as allegory. Okay, yeah, it's kind of like a poem, but what she does is she looks at the Bible as though it's the laws for the game of life, which, I'm not a particularly religious person, but I like this because she takes different teachings. She takes teachings from around the world, and she applies them to manifestation techniques. Yeah. It is like a poem. If you haven't read it, it's Florence Scovel Shinn, The Game of Life and How to Play It. And there are readings available online. You can have like a free reading on YouTube. I'd actually love to reread her book like out loud as I don't know if there's any copyright laws because it's been 100 years. So I think it's open, but that would be one of my goals. Anyway, she says, it was Christ's message, peace on earth, goodwill towards man. This enlightened man, therefore, endeavors to protect ourselves upon our neighbor. Our work is within ourselves to send out goodwill and blessings to everyone. And the marvelous thing is, if one blesses someone, he has no power to harm him. Yeah, you're pretty old-fashioned when it comes to reading. Yeah, the smell of the pages and the bookmark. Yes, I love that. I love that. Yeah, it's a nice tactile experience reading an actual book. So I'm going to read that last part because it was so good. Peace on earth, goodwill towards us. The enlightened man, therefore, endeavors to perfect themselves upon our neighbors. Our work is with ourselves to send out goodwill and blessings to everyone. And the marvelous thing is that if one blesses someone, they have no power to harm them. And that is such a wise concept, because there have been people in my life recently and a long time ago, and when I was keeping that anger towards them and not forgiving them, it was only hurting myself. And that, this has been said before, but when you actually do it, it's very different. It's very different putting it into practice. Like, it's great on paper, like, oh yeah, I shouldn't be mad at somebody, it only hurts me. But feeling that, and when you think of them or see them and not having a negative feeling come up and feeling peace and love towards everybody, that's a practice. That's definitely a practice. Yeah. Yeah, so cheers to you guys. I hope you're having a good day. I'm going to switch to water. I've got to stay hydrated. Sometimes if you drink too much coffee, you're not really hydrated, so you got to add the water in. I don't know if you can hear that bird. It's pretty cool. So yeah, what do you guys think? Are you ready for the weekend? It's a Friday. So here in the US, we have off usually on Saturdays and Sundays. I'm actually a full-time student. So in one of my classes, it's so amazing. I'm studying, it's quantum mechanics, which is like physics. It is 8:25 in the morning here, a.m. So what time is it where you are? And I think you said India, yeah? So yeah, it's quantum physics, which it is such amazing stuff. They were talking about Einstein, and he came up with a theory that works on Newton's law of gravity, right? And then there were more modern ones that did electromagnetism, right? And then the string theory. I don't know if you've ever heard of that, but I had heard of it, but I didn't know what it was, and I didn't have time to look into it. But now I have to, because it's part of my course of studies. But the string theory unites these two different theories, and it's so interesting. Oh, 555. Oh, how nice. That's cool. I got the same numbers. That's supposed to be good luck. So good luck to you, Zia. Thank you so much. I love the chat. Yeah, but string theory unites everything, and they call it actually the theory of everything. Oh, Atlanta, Georgia. Welcome. Thank you so much, Ray. I love that. How's the weather down there? I know you guys, I know South Carolina had some rain. Good morning. Wow. Thank you. Cheers to you. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's so nice. Sending out love over the chat. That's very sweet to everybody. Very good. Yeah, so this string theory unites everything. Oh, excess rain. Yeah, you can call me T. You can call me T, like TEA, the drink, or just the letter T, because it's Teresa, but that's hard to spell. It was funny. I'll tell you a story. So when I was in maybe fourth grade, my grandparents, like, it was the 70s, I'm 55. So my grandparents got all the cousins T-shirts with their names put on them, right? And they spelled my name wrong. Like, it wasn't even close. Like, I think the person who did my shirt must have been stoned or something, because they were, oh, you love string theory, cool. It was like, it wasn't even the right letters. And I like, all my cousins put their shirts on, and I put mine on, and I'm like, I went up to my grandfather, I'm like, excuse me, they spelled my name wrong. He goes, close enough. And I was like, what? It's like, okay. You love string theory. That's impressive that you know that. It's so incredible, right? Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Sia. Ooh, 44 till October. Then you're 45, right? I know my 40s hit me harder. Now I'm like, I don't care anymore. You know, it's like, I'm happy to be here. And your age is only how old you feel. Like, I work out every day, and I'm eating right, and I'm healthier now than I was like 20 years ago. So and your attitude, right? Your attitude matters. So yeah, that's cool. Yeah, so string theory, back to that for a sec, because it's fascinating. It basically looks at our atoms, and like inside of our atoms are even smaller particles called, I think they're called quarks. I have to refer to my notes. And then inside that are these little tiny strings, but they have they're balls, little tiny strings of energy, right? I do. I've said that before. If it's your first time, Mooney, I say, hey, have mom vibes. Thank you. Yeah, I'm trying to reparent myself because I didn't learn this stuff when I was a kid, and it's okay. My mom did and dad did the best they could. But like we have to reparent ourselves and love ourselves. Thank you. Oh, I really appreciate that, Ray. Thank you. Um, but yeah, so back to string theory. I kind of go all over the place. You can keep me focused if you want to hear something else. But these little tiny strings of energy are within the quarks, like inside of there's one string for every point in time. And right now they think there's 6 strings, okay, on each point in time. Good morning, de Niños. Thank you for subbing. Oh, by the way, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, that would be amazing. Please do. I do this every day. Tomorrow, Saturdays and Sundays, I do 11 o'clock Eastern time because it's the weekend and I've got stuff going on right at 8. So 11 o'clock, and so you might want to sleep in. Cool. Thank you, Mooney. I appreciate it. Yeah, this has been a fun chat. I really appreciate you guys for being positive and being engaged. So anyway, the strings are different balls of energy, okay? And then at one point in this development of string theory, there were 5 different ones. And they were like, well, then this can't possibly, all the scientists, right? Like, it was cool. I watched this documentary on Nova because it broke it down really easy, because otherwise I'd be like, it's pretty hard stuff to understand. But thank God, like, they had this really good thing on Nova that had like illustrations and samples and stuff. Yeah. I will in a second. But yeah, so there were 5 different string theories, right? And they've said, okay, so then string theory isn't true because there's obviously if there's 5 different ones, it can't be true. But one scientist, the best physicist that's here now, like the live now, I forget his name. I think it starts with a W or an M. Oh, it starts with a W. I forget it though. But he came to a physics conference, right? And he was the keynote speaker. And he just dropped this knowledge on everybody. And he said, guess what, guys? You think there's 5 string theories? It's all the same theory, but you're looking at it from different angles. And it's the same theory. And he unified the 5 string theories. And now that's what we believe in. And now we call it M theory. And when they asked him, what does the M stand for? He said it stands for magic or miracles. Isn't that neat? So he took these 5 theories and they said, no, it can't be true because there's 5 theories. He realized it was all different angles of the same theory. Isn't that cool? So anyway, I'll say thank you. I'll say thank you to God for this beautiful day. Yes. Yeah, Niños, this is a mom energy channel and we're doing a little bit of science and self-love. So that's what this is all about, okay? If you want something else, there's other places to get that, but not here. Again, coffee with creamer, delicious. It's I use a little bit of protein shake as a creamer, so you get a little protein in there and coffee. So what's better than that? So, no, it's not that kind of channel, Niños. You're going to have to leave, or just keep that stuff to yourself. Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. So, yeah, what else is on your mind today? We did a little bit. We talked about growth mindset and fixed mindset. We read from Florence Scovel Shinn. You know, I don't want my stuff to be boring, so I may have to tune out pretty soon because I've got to get back to studying. But the string theory stuff is just mind-blowing. Oh, then another part of it, it's not, wait, what's that? Yeah, so they also said, and this was crazy, like I'm having a hard time wrapping my mind around some of this stuff, but these serious physicists were all interviewed and you saw one after the other speaking about it, and it really came to life, right? It's not boring. Okay, good. I'm glad you think that, Mooney. Thank you. So they also said that they looked at the whole universe and beyond our universe like a loaf of bread, right? And the guy, he was so cool. He went into a bakery and he just sliced the bread and he said, he said, our universe is like one slice of bread, right? And there could be another universe right next to us, but there's a thing called membrane. So, okay, yeah. All right. So anyway, hey Ray, thank you. Thanks Mooney and Ray. Anyway, he said our universe is like a slice of bread, and there's what's called what they called a membrane or brain, BRANE, that separates us from the next universe. There could be a universe right next to us, which is so hard to picture. Like I'm still trying. I just heard about this yesterday, so I'm still kind of processing it and absorbing it. And there could be parallel universes right next to us. And so many of these physicists were like, yeah, that holds true with the calculations that they were doing. And I don't really understand, obviously, understand those intense calculations, but it was pretty neat how they said there could be many universes right next to each other and we don't even know. And this was kind of interesting. And this I could imagine is that we can't physically get through to them, but we can maybe mentally get through to them. And that goes along with, yeah, parallel dimension, exactly. The membrane separates us from the parallel dimensions. Yes, and the universe does expand every day. So true. So true. Yeah. And that they said that too. And they said it's possible that even the Big Bang, how we think our universe started, could be just the membranes hitting into each other, which I thought, man, that is so. I'll see if I can put a link, because it was from a Nova episode that was, it looked like it was from maybe the late 80s or 90s. It was very old, but it was so interesting. It was so good. Like the stuff that I never thought I'd be able to comprehend was explained. We can reach teleport mentally. Yeah, and they were saying, and this again sounds so like hard to believe, right? But we can like like our thoughts can we can teleport mentally. Like he did a physical, like a little skit where he was in a taxi in New York, and he lived in downtown New York, and he wanted to go uptown. So he said there's thoughts where, like Einstein's theory said, we could go through a wormhole, right? But that would rip the fabric of the time-space continuum, okay? But he said there were, he was saying there's theories of possible ways to do that, but we haven't come up with it yet. So I don't know. Just there's so much that I think we don't even know our potential. We are limitless. We are limitless. We just don't know how to tap into it. And our brains especially, like we don't know. There's two sides of your brain, okay? There's a left hemisphere and a right hemisphere, and each one has a different job. And a lot of us, okay, and I believe, this is my theory now, the fixed mindset is tapping into that left side of the hemisphere, that scientific, the analytical, and the right side is intuitive. It's perhaps emotional, okay? I don't know what you guys think about that, but that's other stuff that I'm studying too. So it's amazing how everything's coming together, okay? I was very much studying also fractal geometry. You're very emotional. Yes. Yeah. And I think that's beautiful to be in touch with your emotions. But our emotions, we have to be sure. And I was always very emotional, and I allowed my emotions to rule my actions. Okay. Let's see. You're about to make me go watch Time Cop with Jean-Claude Van Damme. Oh my God, he was such a big action star in the 80s. Yeah, but our emotions can totally hijack us. So we just have to be careful as we go through life. Cheers to you. Yeah. Cheers to you. This is delicious. As we go through life, if we allow our emotions to, like, we don't think about it and we just react, that can be dangerous, because a lot of times our emotions we live in fear. If our emotions are coming from a place of fear and lack and anger, then our emotions may lead us down the wrong path. So we can feel, and then I have to always take a breath. And then I learned this I put this in one of my previous videos with, what's his name? The lawyer. He's really good. Anyway, it's one of my more recent videos. But take a breath. Think of what you're really feeling. And if you really want to react that way, you can. Or if you say, oh, you know what? I'm just acting out of fear, you can switch it around. Sipping a mimosa, minus the OJ. That's funny. Well, cheers to you, Ray. You're the best. That's pretty funny. I know. It's so nice here. Like, I want to sit and have like a little hard seltzer while I study, but then I know I won't remember anything, so I can't do it. Also, like, I don't drink as much anymore. You know, when I was younger, that used to be like a big party, like drinking, but now I just find peace in being somewhere nice and being with good friends and by myself and just being peaceful, you know, and feeling good. Like, you don't need to drink. You don't need to smoke. I mean, it can be fun, but yeah. Cheers to you. Oh, thank you. Cheers. Appreciate it. Again, staying hydrated so I don't bake out here. But anyway, I hope you had a great day. I had a really fun time, you guys. This was a really, really fun live. Oh my gosh, it's been going for 36 minutes. I've never gone this long, I don't think. I think I did one where I was dyeing my hair once, and it was probably about this long, but this was really fun. This was really good. Do you guys have anything else before I tune out? Because I'll be back tomorrow. And I'll be back home with the cats. If you want to meet my cats, they'll be there tomorrow. Every day. So on the weekends, I do a live at 11 a.m. Eastern time, Saturday and Sunday. And then 8 a.m. during the week, just in case people are in the U.S. and they have to go to work. So thank you. Yeah, thank you for checking in on my cat, Mooney. I have a beautiful cat at home. Her name is Pumpkin. She's 16 and a half. And when it's time to do the live, I usually sit on this chair and at home, and she jumps right on the arm and she waits because she is into it. It's adorable. Like, I'm like, Pumpkin, oh, is it time? I mean, it could be because I feed her after that, but my kids are like, Mom, you treat them like circus animals. I'm like, no, we all have a schedule. We have to stick to our schedules. But anyway, thank you so much, you guys. I hope you have a wonderful day. And if you can get outside, enjoy the weather and stay hydrated. And from myself to yourself, thanks for joining me on this journey. And please do, okay? Love to all. Thank you. And thank you, Mooney. Thank you, Ray. Thank you all, Natsu, and everybody who contributed. I appreciate the chats. It's been really lovely. And I hope you have a great day. Okay, take care.